everyone.
Hi.
All right, welcome to Cooking More with Less. My name is Celina, and
My name is Amoor.
That's right, babe. That's right, Ansel. You're so good. It's crazy because we both wanted to kind of show how we make stuff that makes us. What are we making?
Banana bread.
Banana bread. So we're gonna show how we make vegan banana bread and how you can swap the eggs in it for some other stuff that doesn't have eggs. Basically, we start off really simple. And what's weird is that Amoor's usually in after school right now, but he's like, Mommy, I really want to start and I really want to help you. So I'm like, you do when you're home. We just do a lot of stuff at night because it's quick and it's easy, and I don't want to keep doing that. I don't want to keep trying to think of things as being convenient and then we don't do it together. But he's with me so much. And what do we say today? Like, if we didn't set all of this up,
we wouldn't be able to do it.
Exactly.
And if we didn't get all of this, we wouldn't be able to do it in time.
Exactly. So we have to get everything prepared beforehand, and it sometimes takes a minute. So what I wanted to show you guys, because a lot of people think that it's really rocket science, and it's not. So you want to get bananas. You see that the brown spots, I don't know if you can see it, the ones that get thrown out that are on sale usually at the grocery store. Start off with 3. 3 bananas are great. We're going to do something. Uno, dos, tres. What we're going to do is we're going to make a bowl of all of our dry ingredients, and then we're going to make a bowl of all of our moist ingredients. No, the moist ingredients. So that the moist and the dry can come together, and then we're going to go ahead and put that in our casserole.
And then
so,
we're going to do that.
Right, but until we do that, we take it one step at a time. And our first step, what I need you to do, Amoor, is stand right here and do me a favor and put those 3 bananas, peel them, and put them in the blender. That's what I can ask you to do. And try to get, you know, like they have the, like little banana hairs. You can get those off if you can. That'll be great. And you go ahead and throw that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the dry ingredients. And what we're going to do is the first thing we are going to do, just make sure when you think you get it right in there. We washed our hands before. I know we don't have to tell you guys that, but what you want to do is just make sure that you wash your hands so that none of the
no dirt gets in.
Absolutely no dirt gets in. So with this, it's supposed to break. We're going to blend it. What we're going to do is show everybody you use a little bit of oat flour. So the recipe is such. You're going to use a cup of oat flour and go ahead and throw it into the bowl. You can do that. You can go ahead and put that in there first. Don't rush. Take your time. So that's partially what it is as well, is that, you know, you don't want to always feel like you're rushing. And that's, I think, what takes me a little bit. Yeah, you're going to go ahead and pour that in there. So that's a cup of oat flour. Most banana bread recipes, if you have read them, they do ask for whole wheat or, you know, just like unbleached wheat flour. And I don't like using all white flour. It's the same thing with almond, like you can use almond flour or oat flour. I noticed that oat flour works really nicely with breads. And I'm not a huge pastry girl, but I do like eating my little breads in the morning. I like having it with my little tea and stuff. And
cereal.
And cereal. And you want to try to make stuff that's not so inundated with a whole lot of wheat flour and a whole lot of dairy, because it's not necessary.
I just thought.
Okay, sweetheart, you can leave that there. It's okay. Just leave the garbage right on the side. I like where your mind is at, though. So we have a cup of oat flour. Now you're going to add a cup of that flour, which is just regular flour. Add a cup of that to there. Not right now. Hold on a second. And then what we want to do is you need your baking soda and your baking powder.
I got baking soda.
I got baking soda. So what you want to do, hold on, I'm going to give it to you as soon as I put it in here. You want a little teaspoon of baking powder or baking soda. Here you go. You can go ahead and drop that in there. And then you want a little teaspoon of baking powder to make sure you rise that up. Puda. So you do that. Use a little teaspoon of that. Not too heaping. Go ahead. You can go ahead and throw that right there. Very, very good. Nice little shake. Not yet. Now, what I also wanted to show, which was quite funny,
We got no cinnamon.
We got no cinnamon. We ran out because I make my homemade like masala tea.
There's a little bit.
There's nothing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a little bit of nutmeg. Cinnamon is like a necessity for your vegan banana bread. Why are you acting like I think that? Pour that in there. There you go. Just a little shake, a little bit of a bigger shake, a little bit of a bigger shake. And funny enough, I'm looking for a grater because I have my cinnamon sticks. So that's good. That's really good. I saw it there too, but it's not there now. And that's the thing about life and cooking. You want to have it all here, but when it's not, you want to keep it flowing. So what I'm going to do is... Thank you. Even if we don't get it, what we're going to use is... You found it? Thank you. I'm going to use a little gram masala, which is kind of like what? But I'm just shaking a little bit of that. It is the same color, and it has the same undertones of like nutmeg, allspice. You guys already know what that's like. It smells like cinnamon, but it's not. You don't have to do that. What you can do is just grate a little bit of cinnamon. I used to say that when I was young, cinnamon instead of cinnamon. But you can think, yeah, it's coming out. A whole bunch did, of course. So all you want to do is not this. You want to get real cinnamon. Excuse me, this is real cinnamon. You want to get the flaky powder, just so you don't want to thing. I'll show you how to do it. You have to hold it like an accordion and go down. Right? So we're just gonna put a little fresh cinnamon in there. Okay, done. All right, we got all of our stuff in there that we need. So we have. Again, a cup, hold on a second more because they got to write this down and follow it. So you have a cup of oat flour, a cup of regular flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder. Then we're going to replace the eggs. Egg replacer. Yeah, I know. This is amazing. Hold on a second. You can try it thing. We're going to replace it with apple butter. Apple butter is just apple butter spread. It's just made with fresh apples and a little bit of apple cider. So what we're gonna do, it calls for usually 2 or 3 eggs in most recipes. Just gonna use like 2 tablespoons and go ahead and pour.
Why does it look like baby?
Well, it's just the way that it is, right? Because it's all mushed and muddled, like almost like a baby food. So I'm gonna put like a little, like 2½ of that in there. You can leave that Amoor.
I'm trying to get it all.
Yeah, I know, but when we mix it, it's gonna all mix in, so you don't have to do all of that. And then what we want to do is you need your butter or your moisturizer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 7 or 8 like tablespoons.
Should I get a tablespoon?
No, that's 1. This is a tablespoon right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's okay. It's okay. You're not gonna melt. I promise. Oh, go ahead, baby. Put that on your skin. So we did our moist coconut. Now this replaces the butter and the margarine. Most people ask for, 6 tablespoons, 7 tablespoons of butter or margarine. You want to replace that with your coconut oil. I'm looking over here.
Looking over there.
You want to buy that watermelon?
Yeah.
Keep watermelon on deck. Keep hydrated. Okay.
That's weird. Okay.
You want to get a splash? It only asks for like a tablespoon. Just pour a little bit, literally like 2 tablespoons of milk. Almond milk, preferably, if not hemp, works just fine. We're going to go ahead and squish all the bananas, all of our moist stuff up into our blender.
Can I mix it?
I'll just use this here. Just go ahead and turn this on. We're going to blend that up. Go ahead. On. Blending and a mixing and a blending and a mixing and a blending and a mixing. Right? Yeah. So we have all of our dry. This is our moist. Yes, of course. You can mix it. You can mix it. Just don't take it out the bowl. Don't take it out the bowl. Don't take it out the bowl. Okay. So now what we're going to do, hold on a second. All of our dry stuff, and this is blocking everything. And this is why you usually have a production company, but when you don't, you
are just going to have to do it yourself.
Absolutely, you're gonna have to do it yourself, and that's not a bad thing. It just is a little bit more time consuming. I love when you do that. You're hilarious when you do it. I'm not gonna talk to you about it now because it can be annoying, right? Like somebody always saying what you say. But now what I'm gonna do is add all of the moist to the dry, and we're gonna mix that up together. So we're just gonna mix it up nice. It's like a fold. You wanna think of folding it together. So you're just gonna do that, and we're just gonna fold it all together and nicely and thinly, and keep it going like that for a couple of minutes until it all blends in together. And I kind of wish this is one, I kind of do a lot of stuff in glass now, thank God. But what I wanted to show you is that look at how small this bowl is. We're just doing a simple thing from there. Hold on a second, please. You can leave it right there. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, baby. Okay, so that is what happens as well. You sometimes get an interruption, but I have so much stuff being delivered today, so I can't complain. So we're gonna mix this up. And as you can see, some of it is going on the table. Amoor, do me a favor, go in the kitchen and get the spatula. Thank you. So we're gonna take our spatula at the end and literally just pour it into our casserole dish. The last thing that you wanna do as well, I usually stop and start this, we didn't do that today, is you wanna go ahead and oh, that's hilarious. You want to, not that spatula, but it's okay. It's all right, baby, you can leave that one. You wanna grease. You wanna grease the bottom of your pan. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna grease the bottom of our pan, and then we're gonna throw all of our banana mixture into the pan, and then we are going to go to town and put it in the oven. So that's basically it. You guys kind of saw how it was done. And as you can see, there's like, oh, you're such a sweetie. It's okay, honey, you can go put those all back. I think it's hilarious, the spatula. You know how we call spatula, and it's the flip one? The one I was thinking about was the one that cleaned all the thing at the bottom, but he don't know that yet, and I'm gonna get it in a second. So, because I don't wanna get our little camera dirty, what I'm going to do is grease the pan. Amoor, can you come here, please?
Yeah.
And you see how we are? This is exactly how you do it. Can you open this for me, love?
Yeah.
I need you to open this with one hand for me.
Okay.
I'll hold it on the bottom. Hold it on the bottom. There you go. Ah. So now what you can use is butter, but you can use a little coconut oil as well. Butter, it slides out really good and it's really nicely. Close your mouth. Thank you, baby. Cover your mouth a little bit. And coconut milk, though, is great. It just will solidify in warmer, in colder climates.
Yep.
So what's kind of crazy is we don't have the spatula, but you don't even need it. What I wanted to show everybody was just kind of how it looks.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So I'm going to show you the before and the after product as well, so you guys can see what it looks like, of course, going into the oven, which is pretty low. Now, mind you, I clean my hands. I don't have a spatula. This is actually how I would do it if I wasn't being taped right now. I use my hand if I don't have a spatula to get all the stuff out.
You could just use a big spoon.
Yeah, but then it doesn't clean the sides of the bowl. And like my grandma used to say, you don't throw out and waste nothing. You don't waste a lick.
But you can use the spoon and then use your hands to clean it out, or use the sink.
And that's why he's my child. Because he'd be like, yeah, but you can, yeah, but you can, yeah, but you can. And that is his middle name. Yeah, but you can, yeah, but you can. So, what we are doing right now is just smoothing it out in the casserole dish.
Can I do it?
Of course you may. There you go. You took it from me. Your hands might get a little dirty. What I want to show them though, hold on a second. You don't need to do too much smoothing. You see how it's halfway in there? All we did again, a cup of regular flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, a little allspice or some gram. I'm gonna do the walnuts on top because I want to show for people that have a nut allergy, you don't have to put it in your whole bread. You can put it on top. Hold on a second, Amoor. It's actually perfect. You can put it on top, and you don't have to inundate walnuts throughout the entire dish. Some people don't like nuts, and you don't want to make your whole family loaf nut loaf if your child or somebody has a nut allergy.
And
so
they just want some nuts.
Absolutely. So what we're gonna do now that that's done, you can leave that. You don't need to spread it. It's not like bread. It'll rise and do its thing on its own. What we're gonna do is put a little bit of this on there. Put this in the oven. We've just reached 15 minutes. No one wants to watch a cooking video for longer than that. So what I will say is enjoy yourself. Enjoy your time.
Kind of do.
Right? Yeah. People that cook a lot do. But we want to keep it a little bit simple. You guys saw how it was all done. This is getting thrown in the oven right now, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. So Amoor, can you do me a favor? Because I don't have the little stopper. Can you go over to the camera and press the red button?
Yeah.
Cooking more with less, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye. Hi again.
Okie dokie. And that's the second time. Let's see what this is. I'm sorry, Detroit, Michigan. That's going to have to wait. What I wanted to do real quick is, okay, it's on. What I wanted to do was stop myself, slow down, correct our mistake. We forgot maple syrup. Maple syrup or brown sugar. You need it. So what I wanted to tell you is you have to get your maple syrup out. The amount that you might need, it kind of is different for each person. A lot of people use like a cup of brown sugar in their breads. I don't do that. All I'm gonna do is use a half a cup. That will sweeten it and make it perfect for the...
And kind of rich.
And kind of rich through the whole thing. So, hold on a second. And it's weird because when I was doing it, I was like, why does this feel different? Why does this feel weird? Why does
this look plain?
Not even plain. It just was a different consistency. But when I have somebody knocking on the door, and then I have my son talking a little bit with me, but over me, right? We have fun, but we do a lot on our own. And what I'm trying to do in teaching him and showing him stuff outside of ourselves is that we have to sometimes switch up how we do things to accommodate what we're doing it for. Meaning, like, what's the intent? If the intent is to teach, then we have to watch that we don't overtalk. We have to make sure that we explain everything with detail and with consistency. So that's what I'm trying to do. And that was such a bad mistake. I took it all out the goddamn casserole because it don't make no sense to start something and to do it and then to finish and you're like, oh
no, I forgot something.
Exactly. And that's what happened. So I cleaned out the dish again. He's gonna take his clean fingers and roll through this. And mind you, I knew right away. But when you're doing stuff in the camera round, you want to at least try to maintain a little bit of eye contact with who you're talking to, and you want to slow down. And because Amoor wants to help, I really realized I have to slow down everything that I do and not be so fastidious about the camera. That's perfect. That's perfect. You can just leave your hands like that. I know you don't like them dirty, but now we actually even also have, see, it came out smoother, like it looks smoother. So now I actually also have my spatula.
And you just scoop it out.
Yes. Yes. So that was a little bit of a wake-up call and also a real moment in real time. Meaning, like, sometimes you just get shit wrong. Excuse me, Amoor. Sometimes you get things wrong and you have to go back and slow down and say, wait a minute, did I put everything in this that deserved to be in this? And that's the thing about baking. It's not baking. I said banking. Baking is not like cooking where I can kind of freak the ingredients and kind of know
how to do it.
Right, and know if I start with these seasonings, it's gonna come out good. Baking is a science. If you don't use the baking soda or the baking flour, it doesn't rise. If you don't use the proper ingredients, it's not gonna taste right. So I really have to slow down a little, and I knew right away we're missing something. It's too chunky. But I didn't want to stop on the camera and tell y'all that. I had to get in the kitchen and compose myself. So now that that's done and things are a little bit better, I'm going to add the walnuts. Yes, we're going to add a little of the chopped walnuts to the top of it. I'm going to take a little too, because it's made perfectly now. There we go. That is done. I know you can't see it, but it's done. And it's done. It's okay. So we're gonna put this in the oven now.
Tell them how many minutes in the oven.
You can tell them.
I don't know.
It's actually like 45, 40 minutes, 35. I always say if you can put a toothpick in the middle and take it out in the middle, it's done. But technically, it's, what did I write down in my book? It's 325 degrees for about, see, I said 25 to 30 minutes. I don't remember.
45.
I know, but this is a warmer thing, and it's at it's at 325. I believe that it's going to be for about a half an hour, but you know, keep checking it. You'll notice the consistency gets nice and thin. It's a half an hour to 45 minutes. How about we say that and call it a day? Make a choice, follow through, have fun, do you. Look in the camera more. Hey, you faded off outside. I don't know where you went, but I peeked it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Cooking More with Less. Vegan, really good, really convenient, really succulent, simple. Try not to punish yourself for the things you don't have, like cinnamon or forgetting maple syrup. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the sound that you're used to. Hey, good evening, everyone. So this is the finished product. I just wanted to correct myself and say that it's actually an hour and about 10 minutes for it to cook all the way through, and that's on 325 degrees. So cookingmorewithless.com. Definitely enjoy it and have it with a nice cup of tea. It's so nice. All right, you guys. Good night.